Hey y'all, it's Kirby here with KJF-TravelAdventures, here to talk about something that some people overlook when they're planning their visit to the Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, and that's finding some places to relax and recharge. So I'm here to show you some of my favorite places to get some quiet, less crowded relaxation at the parks, because I am not a huge fan of crowds or loud noises. So let's go. First stop is the Oasis, which is right as you are entering Animal Kingdom and walking towards where you come out and see the Tree of Life. While this is a great, quiet, less crowded area, it's not really convenient because it's basically at the very entrance or very exit of the park, but still a great place for a little quiet relaxation and looking at some animals. So my top place at Animal Kingdom is the Discovery Island Trails, which are little walking paths that go under and around the Tree of Life that you can get to right across from Creature Comforts, which is where the Starbucks is at Animal Kingdom. So I will show you around there so you can see how peaceful and quiet it can be. Let's go. One of my favorite parts of the Discovery Island Trails is you can get really close to the Tree of Life to see all the intricate animal carvings that are done into the bark. So that's one way to just have a nice, quiet, calm moment. Make sure you enter the trail over by the Creature Comfort sides, because the other side is the exit to It's Tough to Be a Bug, the little show, and so that can get very busy and people-y when it's exiting. But if you come from the other way, it's much more quiet and peaceful and serene, as you can see. So let's go check out one other cool, quiet, calm spot in Animal Kingdom. While the Discovery Island Trails are my favorite quiet spot in Animal Kingdom, I find myself more here at Dino Bites for a quiet break, mainly because there are ice cream cookie sandwiches involved. So this one will sort of depend on the day, but this is the amphitheater where you used to sit to watch Kite Tails and Rivers of Light. And during the day, it's pretty empty and can be quiet. However, there is no shade. So maybe not the best part in September or super hot months. Although Animal Kingdom does do characters on boats that come right by this amphitheater. So fun place to sit, have a little quiet break, and then also see some characters. So it's a nice little touch that they started when they reopened from COVID, but they have kept. So Maharaja Jungle Trek is down by Kali River Rapids. It can be quiet and less crowded. It just truly depends on the day, but even when it's busy, you can always find a quiet spot to sit for a few minutes, not right by one of the animal enclosures, and it's usually quieter. Alright, final thoughts on Animal Kingdom. I think they have the best quiet spots. There's so many different animal trails that you could find a quiet place to get away from the crowds. There's also Rafiki's Planet Watch, which itself is pretty quiet, but you have to take a train to Rafiki's Planet Watch, which is too much for me. So I see some places and videos talking about. That's a great place if you don't mind the train ride there. But the train ride to me is very loud, so kind of defeats the purpose. My favorite spot at Animal Kingdom is obviously the one by Dino Land, because I almost always get an ice cream cookie sandwich and have my quiet break there. But that covers Animal Kingdom. Next stop is Hollywood Studios. Let's go. Alright, so unlike Animal Kingdom, which I think has the most places to find a little peace and quiet, Hollywood Studios I think has the least. I'm struggling to find some good suggestions outside of the one place that I have, so I could give you more options. But there's a small little like walkway by the exit of Indiana Jones that can be quiet if the Indiana Jones stunt show is not happening or exiting. So you'd come past Indiana Jones and walk down this little walkway past this little store, which is closed because it was just raining, and that's the little area that we were just at. So my favorite quiet space at Hollywood Studios is really the only place I've found that can be less crowded, is down by the exit of Tower of Terror. So where you come out of the gift shop after Tower of Terror, there's a little like alcove behind the coffee stand that's got some benches, shade. It's usually pretty quiet. So this is my top place. It's Hollywood Studios, because I haven't found a lot of really great places that are quiet and less crowded. There's a lot of good, I just need to sit in AC breaks with the shows that you can do at Hollywood Studios, but not a lot of I need a quiet moment to myself, other than this place by the exit of Tower of Terror. I don't know how long this will last until they do something with this space, but this used to be the Voyage of the Little Mermaid show queue, and since that show is closed, they've put some benches and fans and undercover, so that's another quiet space option at Studios. There's also this sort of little inlet cut out that's on the way into Galaxy's Edge coming from Toy Story, that at least it's still kind of people-y because there's people walking by, but you're kind of out of the way and can have a few minutes of at least less crowds. It is still pretty noisy over here. One other potential option, depending on how busy the day is and what's going on, is this little alleyway by the exit of Muppets next to Mama Melrose sit-down restaurant and the pizza quick service restaurant near Muppets. Alright, so as I said, I don't think there's a lot of great options at Hollywood Studios, but there are options to sort of relax a little. There's also a lot of indoor air-conditioned shows, which are loud, but at least they're air-conditioned. So that's all of what I have for Hollywood Studios. So next stop will be Epcot. Let's go check that one out. Alright, so Epcot I think has the most quiet places because almost every little country has an inlet that's quiet. This area at the back of the UK Pavilion does sometimes have live music, so just check the schedule if you're wanting to stop here when it's quieter. The one caveat with quiet places in Japan is they're only quiet if there's not one of the cool drum shows happening. So this is busy when the show is letting out. There's a little bench over here in the air-conditioned quiet in the very back of the China Pavilion in this little gift shop. And sometimes, depending on your luck, you get an entire monorail car to yourself. So there's no one on that side, and there is no one sitting here with me. So an air-conditioned, quiet, people-free ride. Oh yeah. This is the line between Epcot and Magic Kingdom. So I'm transitioning from Epcot to end at Magic Kingdom. Alright, so I said Magic Kingdom for last because for me, it's the park that I most often feel overwhelmed and crowded and need a break. But coincidentally, it also has what I think is the best quiet spot in any of the 4 theme parks. But that's last, so stick around. First, my recommendation is by the Tomorrowland Noodle Terrace. It used to be a restaurant. It's on the right when you pass the ice cream parlor, but it's now only used at night for dessert parties. So during the day, there's a bunch of quiet covered seating. That's always great when you need a place to take a break for a second. So let's go check it out. Of options if you need quiet, not super quiet, but just less people-y and calm, is a people mover or the Carousel of Progress. Carousel of Progress is air conditioned. There are these benches by Space Mountain and the stage where Stitch does his show. Not a ton of shade, but can be a relatively quiet, at least crowd-free. It's not super quiet because you're right under the people mover and the train comes by, but if you just needed a moment away from crowds, this is a good spot. And now my favorite quiet spot in all of Walt Disney World. This is the back of New Fantasyland, behind the big top treats area and the character meet and greet. There's this little covered section. I always grab a snack at Big Top and come sit down here. It's covered. There's almost never anyone here, or it's just me and a few other people. And they also have power outlets, so you can sit down, relax, have some quiet, and charge your phone. Best quiet place ever. Alright, so that's my recap of some of my favorite places to get a little less crowded, quieter, relaxing place when you need a break when you're at any of the Disney parks in Orlando. You can also go to any of the first aid or baby stations in any of the parks. There's one in each park because those will be quiet, air-conditioned breaks if you need them. If you have a spot that I didn't cover that I've missed, please leave a comment. I'd love to find more places where I can take a little break at the parks. But if not, I'm Kirby from KJF-TravelAdventures. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you get notified when all of our new videos drop. Bye!